what color clothes he needs to wear, what food he needs to eat. Let him decide. Let him grow up to be a man. Why are you making him a mama boy? Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways narcissistic mothers emasculate their sons. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So for narcissistic mothers, their sons are supply sources. Yeah. And if they let their son grow up to be a healthy, regulated, masculine man, it will be very difficult for her to control that man. Yeah. And she doesn't want that. She wants a emasculated version of her son that's very submissive, docile, in a way feminine, and someone who keeps serving the mother. If the son grows up to be like a healthy male, he might not play along. He might not bear with all that bullshit that she throws. He might resist. He might go off hook. He might just leave her. Yeah, he might not be there for her. And that's not something which the narcissistic mothers want. They want their sons to, of course, look like son, grow up to be a man, look like a man. But from here, they emasculate their son. They make their sons, somewhat like, a princess. Yeah, a princess of their beloved mother. Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, you guys must have, come across such situations, and you guys must have, seen that, these emasculated men, who are raised by narcissistic mothers, have a lot of, this, a princess vibe inside of them. Yeah, they want to be taken care. They want you to, do things for them. They want you to treat them like princess. And, they want, masculine, women. They don't gel well with feminine women. Yeah, they like women who have masculine traits. Yeah, someone who's controlling, someone who's just like his narcissistic mother. So these narcissistic mothers are very selfish, and they really don't care what's gonna happen to the kid once she's not there. They really don't care about all of that. They breed for return. Yeah, if they are not getting something from the husband, she will start expecting all of those things from her husband. I mean, minus plus, I have seen cases where they are into sexually abusing their sons as well. But in majority of the cases, the sex thing is not there. It's not that common. But otherwise, they'll start parentifying the son. They will start emasculating the son in a lot of ways. Yeah, and this is basically to keep the son dependent on them. Yeah, so that the son is dancing on the tunes of his mother, narcissistic mother. So the first way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is with overprotection and infantilization. So narcissistic mothers are constantly going to treat their son, even when the son is an adult, they're going to treat their son as if they are just kids. Oh, you cannot do things right, you should have asked me. I know you really well, you will never be able to do this. And this is basically to foster dependency. This is basically to undermine his confidence in his own abilities. Yeah, she doesn't want him to have confidence in his ability. She doesn't want him to become independent. She wants him to be dependent on her. So this narcissistic mother is going to come out as a very overprotective mother. And behind all that overprotectiveness, there is this infantilization. They don't want their sons to grow up to be healthy adult. They want their sons to be dependent on them. They want their sons to doubt their own capabilities and abilities, and that's it. Yeah, so that they keep running back to their mother for her suggestion, input, and all of that. yeah, so that they don't do things independently all by themselves. And what does all this infantilization and overprotection does? It in a way emasculates the son. Yeah, the son is unable to grow up to be a healthy man, yeah, who's responsible, who takes the charge, who's able to develop his I would say manliness, who is able to embrace his manhood. She doesn't want her son to be a man, independent strong man, with his own principles and his abilities and uniqueness. She doesn't want that. She wants a kind of a boy who's very feminine, someone who doesn't exercise his control, someone who likes being controlled. Yeah, and these mothers they groom and brainwash their sons in that way. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you guys must have seen that these sons, I mean, who are raised by narcissistic mothers, I mean, either you must have noticed emotional incest, or you must have seen this, princess side to these sons. Yeah, they are like, oh no, I don't want this. I want this way. Well, nobody cares about me. I don't need to do this. It should be 50-50. You are a gold digger. I mean, those sons, I mean, those adult children of narcissistic mothers, I mean, the sons, they, really exhibit a lot of pansy traits. They really exhibit a lot of feminine traits. Yeah, those girly traits, those princess traits. Yeah, and it's all because of their conditioning and upbringing. Yeah, they were normal men who were emasculated from childhood. Yeah, they were normal men. If you would have raised them in a proper way, they would have grown up to be amazing, male figures. But the magic is already done by the narcissistic mother. She's good in emasculating her son. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their sons is by comparative criticism. So they will compare him unfavorably to other children, especially girls, or to siblings, often suggesting that he is weaker. Yeah, he needs more care, protection, and he can never do things right. So let the sister take the lead. Yeah, in such families girls are very masculine and boys are emasculated. Boys are very feminine. Yeah, so these mothers are going to unfavorably compare her son with others children, especially girls. And this is basically to suggest that the son is weaker. I mean, let him go out there, let him fight, let him learn, let him explore, and become a man he's destined to be. Why are you safeguarding? Why are you emasculating him? Yeah, but that's how narcissistic mothers are. So narcissistic mothers are going to suggest that the son is a little weak, less competent, and the son is someone who needs more protection. Yeah, who needs more attention. Yeah, and all what this does is that it stunts the son's growth. He doesn't grow up to be a healthy man. Instead, he grows up to be a man with feminine traits. Yeah? The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by undermining masculinity. So narcissistic mothers are going to belittle and ridicule any attempts by their sons to express traditional masculine behavior or interest, thereby making him doubt his own masculinity. Yeah, so if the son is having a fight with other friends, she's going to discourage, oh, why are you doing all these things? You're going to bring bad name. If the son is in martial art, or if the son is in some sports, this narcissistic mother is going to shame the child. Oh God, why are you getting into all of these things? This is not good, and you shouldn't talk rudely with your other classmates. You shouldn't fight with your classmates. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So every time the son tries to express traditional masculine behavior, he is shamed and belittled, and that basically puts him into this doubtful state where he doubts his own masculinity. Yeah, he doubts his own actions, his own expression, and as a result of which he simply becomes you can say, a daughter to the narcissistic mother. Narcissistic mothers really love their son. They really feel good for giving birth to a male child. Yeah, but they don't let the male child develop and grow up to be a male child. They, feminize the male child. They emasculate the male child. Every time the child, gets into some fight with another child, every time, the child does something which a normal boy does, he is shamed, he is belittled, and all what this does is, puts him in a doubtful state where he questions his own masculinity from an early age, and as a result of which, slowly he becomes a feminine version. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their sons is, by emotional manipulation. So narcissistic mothers are, going to use guilt, shame, and emotional blackmail to control and manipulate their sons, and this is going to make the son feel responsible for her emotions and well-being. Yeah, and the sons, don't deserve that kind of a treatment, upbringing, and grooming. Yeah, they shouldn't be held responsible for the mother's, emotions and her ups and downs. Yeah, let the kids be kids and let them grow, up to be a healthy, adult, and then maybe, you can share your problems. But why get into all these emotional manipulation and guilt trip him and shame him and emotionally, blackmail him and make him feel responsible for your emotion and well-being? No, that's not fair. You are responsible for your emotions and well-being, not your son. Yeah, but these narcissistic mothers are going to, meticulously, frame their son. They are going to, do anything and everything in their reach to make their sons feel responsible for her emotional well-being, for her, ups and downs, and for her, everything. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by boundary violation. So narcissistic mothers are going to ignore his needs for privacy and independence, thereby preventing him from developing a sense of self and autonomy. So, kids have different needs. As how the kids grow, they develop some needs and interests and other things. And, it's not parents' duty to, barge everywhere and poke their nose everywhere. Train them and, let them have some privacy and space, and you do, the things that is important. Yeah, you really don't have to, just run over, your son. You really don't have to, micromanage and control anything and everything that your son does. Give him some space and privacy, and let him, decide things for himself, what he wants, how he wants. Let him explore, let him grow, and let him evolve. Yeah, you really don't need to control anything and everything. When he needs to, have a girlfriend, when he needs to have sex, with whom he needs to have sex, what color clothes he needs to wear, what food he needs to eat. Let him decide, let him grow up to be a man. Why are you making him a mama boy? But these narcissistic mothers, they just don't care. Yeah, they want things their way, and that's it. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by public humiliation. So narcissistic mothers are big time into embarrassing their son in front of the others, including friends, family, relatives. And this is basically to undermine his confidence and self-esteem. So if the son takes lead or does something, narcissistic mothers are not going to, appreciate or, laud him for that. Instead, they are going to shame him. Yeah, they are going to, publicly humiliate the son. And what this does is that, this undermines his confidence and self-esteem, as a result of which he grows up to be a broken individual. He knows that no matter what he does, if he is doing things by, himself, or if he is doing things his way, it will never be appreciated. Instead, he will be shamed in front of the others. Yeah, so he tends to hold back. He tends to, stop exploring those masculine sides. Yeah, because every time he tried doing things, he tried taking a lead, he was shamed, he was minimized, he was humiliated in front of the others. Yeah. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by, gender role reversal. So narcissistic mothers are going to assign him roles and responsibilities typically associated with females in a manner, to diminish his sense of traditional male identity. Yeah, so boys are supposed to play out, fight, and be naughty, and do all sorts of crazy things. Yeah, that's how kids should be, that's how, boys should be. Yeah, but with these narcissistic mothers, they are going to, burden their son with a lot of, things which a daughter is supposed to do, but they are going to burden the son. Yeah, and this is all to emasculate the son. This is all to keep the son away from developing a traditional male identity. Yeah, rather than, allowing the son to, go out and play, she's going to tell the son to fold the clothes. She's going to tell the son, to help her in cooking. Huh? I mean, that kid is small, let him play. That kid is not supposed to, assist you in, doing laundry or, cooking. No, that's not right. Let the kids be kids and let them play and learn and grow and evolve. But these narcissistic mothers are going to, assign such roles and responsibilities which is supposed to be, given to the daughters. She's going to assign those roles and responsibilities onto the son, and this is basically to keep him away from developing that traditional male identity. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by constant triangulation. So narcissistic mothers are going to create situation where, where the son is pitted against other family members, fostering, feeling of isolation and dependence on her. She doesn't want the son to have a healthy relationship with other family members, sibling. She just wants the son to herself. Yeah, so she's going to, pit the son against, siblings, father, other family members, and this is basically to isolate the son from the others. Yeah, and keep him solely to herself. Yeah, for her use only. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by undermining friendship. So narcissistic mothers are going to discourage or sabotage, their son's, relationship with peers, particularly other boys. Yeah, to keep him isolated and dependent on her. She doesn't, want the son to go out there and learn all the boys stuff and grow up to be a, strong man. Yeah, someone with masculine traits. She doesn't want that. So, she keeps telling, the son that that boy is bad, this guy is not a good friend of yours, you should stay away from him, he is going to do bad to you, you are going to learn bad things. She doesn't entertain any male friends, yeah, of her son, and this is basically to, isolate him and, keep him dependent on her. She doesn't want, her son to, develop the boy skill. She doesn't want the son to, develop in a healthy way. Yeah, the way how a man grows and develops. She doesn't want that. Yeah, so she keeps her son away and isolated from other male friends. The other way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by projection. So narcissistic mothers will project her own insecurities and issues onto her son, yeah, making him feel flawed or defective. So all the problem is with her, but she's smart. Narcissistic mothers are smart, and they, project all of it on the son. So the son, is gaslit into believing that he's the one who's, the problem. He's the one who's flawed. He's the one who has a lot of issues. Yeah, whereas in all of that problem is with the mother. Yeah, but she conveniently projects all of those things onto her son. And the last way narcissistic mothers emasculate their son is by, neglecting, the son's emotional needs. So narcissistic mothers, fail to recognize or validate, their son's emotional experience, making him feel, that, his feelings, emotions are unimportant or wrong. Yeah, she doesn't, address to his feelings, his emotional needs. And, what this does is that, this, develops a feeling inside of these, male child, that, his feeling, his emotion is of no value, is unimportant and wrong. Yeah, so let me just keep my mouth shut, let me not express, and let me just, keep doing the things that is expected out of me. So yes, these were a couple of things that these narcissistic mothers do to emasculate their son. They don't want their sons to grow up to be healthy, strong men, yeah, with masculine traits. They don't want their sons to grow up to be a healthy man, healthy individual. They want their sons to grow up to be you know, princess in a male body. They don't want their sons to, grow up to be like a traditional male. They don't want that. So yes, these were a couple of ways with the help of which narcissistic mothers emasculate their sons. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.